Hello and welcome to my video on rotoscoping. In this tutorial, you're going to learn about how to take a movie, put it into Photoshop, and how to draw on it. Rotoscoping, if you take a look, is an example of how my students can take videos and draw on top of it by frame by frame. So, how do you get your video into Photoshop? The first thing you're going to do is go to File, Open. And you should have already put your files into iPhoto because when you go through here, you're looking specifically for your photos, generally housed here. Here are my photos or my videos that I can pick from. I'm going to pick this one to open. At this time, when it is opening, it's still labeled like this. So I need to take some time to file save as. File save as. And when you save your files for me, make sure that you don't lose this ending. But for now, it's more roto for rotoscoping. This happens to be video number 3 for me. Where do I want to keep it? You should be storing it in your folder or on your desktop so you can find it right now. All right, save, and now I'm ready to work. That's okay if you see that. All right, I want to make sure you guys are using your whole screen, so take a moment to go to View, Fit on Screen. The most important button that in here for you is this one. You are going to want to first change the setting of your timeline. This movie is set at 30 frames per second, which means you would have to draw 30 times for 1 second. That's too much for an intro project. We're going to change it to 10 frames per second. It's going to make it slightly choppy, but not enough that, in my opinion, it would bother you. So it ends up looking like this. All right, I'm going to pause it for now. Here's some tools that you need to know. You need to be able to draw on your area. So let's say I want to draw Grant's lightsaber. If I were to take the color and make his, I'm going to make it glow yellow. I'm going to hit OK. From here, I can go to my paintbrush. I can change the size. I can change the hardness of the brush. I'm going to go with 9. 9 seems to be big enough to be able to see. Here, I can go and draw right on top. Then I'm going to skip to the next frame. Remember, it's 10 frames per second, so this is the third one that I'm doing. So each picture is 1/10 of a second. I'm just following the stick and drawing right on top of it. Let's go tap him. All right, so let's say we want to play back what we see so far. It's going to look like this. All right. Okay, so that's drawing. Another tool or trick I want to teach you is how you can actually use the paint bucket. In the paint bucket tool, you can decide what color you want. Let's say I'm going to turn smooth purple. I'm going to hit OK. Where the arrow is on the paint bucket, that's what's going to paint him in. So I could click on this area if I wanted to turn him colors. I don't know if I like that. I'm going to edit step backwards. And as you step backwards, it's step by step, by click by click. This program is a deconstructive program, so if you save it from one day to another, you would not be able to go back to change that. All right, next. Let's say I want to draw like an action in here. I think at some point Grant smashes this. Okay, so I'm going to work in this area. When he hits the ground, maybe that's where I'm going to start writing the word BAM. And I'm going to use my paintbrush again. And I'm going to write my B here. Now, if I want to see that B in the next frame, I have to click over here. But I don't know where I originally drew the B. So the next tool you'll want is, oops, I didn't mean to do that. The next tool you want to turn on is the onion skins. Okay, so I'm going to go back to find my B. There it is. And I'm gonna go, it's layered in, so now I can write my B right on top of it, click. So there we have our 2 layers. I'm gonna write my B again, and this time I'm gonna add my A. I'm gonna click forward. It's not there, I'm gonna have to write both again. And there's my M. I'm gonna click again. I can see where my BAM was. Now there's tricks that you can make this a little bit more interesting. You can vary the colors, or you can vary the size of your brush to make it look more impactful, or you can make it softer. But here's my brush got thicker, so it's gonna look different when we hit it. Push play. I can make BAM get bigger for emphasis. And let's just play this back a little bit, so you can see how that looks. Now the onion layer is on. Let's take the onion layer off. Let's see what it looks like without the onion layer. There you go. So I hope this tutorial helped you learn how to get your video in Photoshop, how to draw on top of it, how to paint bucket on top of it, and how to use your onion layers. Don't forget to set your timeline to make sure it's easy to see 10 frames per second. Good luck.